Hi everybody, today we are up in Toledo, Ohio at Oak Openings Preserve Metro Park at a trail called Beach Ridge Single Track. Home to a really neat coffee house. They have a bike workstation in there as well. You know, with it being dead of the winter, the coffee house isn't open on a weekday like it normally is in the summertime, but I believe you could still catch them on Friday afternoons and on weekdays. But yeah, this is a 13-mile trail. Has a really cool section here on the left. We're gonna ride some of that before we hit the loop. Really awesome wooden features. And these wooden features are just a taste of what is out on the trail. They do have some really cool stuff out on the trail there. Yeah, this has been one of my favorite places to ride pretty recently. It's kind of nice in the summertime as well. I work in Toledo every so often, so it's nice to really take advantage of the really nice bathrooms that they have here. They have full showers and everything else in there. Same building that says the Heavy Wheelhouse. Now this trail is very unique. Not a lot of Ohio riders really know about it, but it's unique in a way that it's not like a lot of the trails in Ohio that most people ride on. I would say it more closely resembles a Michigan trail. It stays very dry in the wintertime because it is sand-based. But with the leaves down and the sand, sometimes you have to be very careful. Be very slick. Now it is multi-directional. You have the red days and the gray days. So we're gonna be following the red today. Now where we started is the actual trailhead. The trailhead has kind of moved as they've built phases. Oh. They built it in about 4 separate phases, and we are headed kind of backwards. We're on phase 3 technically right now, heading to phase 2 and then phase 1. You can already kind of see that's pretty sandy. Yeah, this whole trail you just fly through. Very flat, very flowy. No real technical features, very beginner friendly. Seems like the fastest time out here right now is just under 15 miles an hour. I think it's right at 50 minutes for 13 miles. Or most other trails, you know, like Mohican, KOM on Strava, it's typically around just under, not just under, but a little under 2 hours. Gives you, you know, 13 miles an hour. So this is inherently a quicker trail. So you can see there, throughout the trail, there are some two-directional intersections. Typically, they're not very long, but signage is incredible out here. The trail building and the trail work that they've done is awesome. It's just so much fun to come out here and not have to work very hard at all to go so fast. I would say if you're coming out here and you have a hardtail, hands down, bring the hardtail. Any trail bike with loads of suspension is probably not going to be very fun. It's just going to slow you down. But if you're looking for that perfect beginner trail to kind of start mountain biking on, this is perfect. Maybe you're a road cyclist and want to get the miles in, you know, and mix it up in the winter time. Don't just train on the road or on the trainer. I would say this would be a great introductory trail for that. But if you're looking for giant rocks and boulders, this is definitely not the course you want to travel to. But if you like to mix it up and have some fun with some speed, I'd say come on out. Looks like we're coming up to our first wooden feature on the trail. Oh, it looks like it's directional. Well, let's maybe give it a try the other way. Oh, I'm not clipped in. There we go. Whew. That was a tall teeter-totter. I think I'm most looking forward to bringing my cyclocross bike out here. I think that would be a lot of fun. But I'm absolutely impressed that this trail is dry today and blown off. There are a lot of other trails I rode. I was just at Vulture's Knob yesterday. And I'm not bashing Vulture's Knob, it's an amazing trail. But for a hilly trail like that, there are still sections that were wet. And there were leaves on the ground, which, you know, I'm all for because the trail was wet. The leaves were what were keeping it dry. But for this trail to be as flat as it is and this dry is astounding. But just goes to show how good that sand really absorbs it. But yeah, this trail is only about an hour and a half, hour 45 from Cleveland. About 2 hours from Mansfield. So there you are, mile 13 and a half it says. Oh, 8.25. Some conflicting signage. But the signs that do matter are the turns, and those are definitely marked. Yeah, this is really cool. This is two-way traffic here. I think this is the longest stretch of two-way traffic, where it condenses up into single track here, so you always got to be careful. So still a two-way. To the left. I will say another nice thing about this trail is that the the main loop is kind of split up into two different loops. Since you know, they had phase 1, phase 2, which I think we're on now, phase 3, which is the new trailhead, and then phase 4. Since you're starting on phase 3, you can either ride phase 3 and 4, phase, you know, 3, 2, 1, and then back through 2, and then back through 3, or you can ride the whole thing. Or if you need to bail, you can bail. So if you don't think you could come out and do the full 13 miles, and it's really nice, you could kind of plan accordingly. Or on those two-way intersections, just turn back around. There's just a perfect amount of flow and tightness tightness to keep you not too bored, and flow to just kind of soft pedal everything and still go fast. Oh, this is cool. There's a lot of features. Looks like our One Direction, like that teeter-totter. There's a jump back there. That look like they favor going the other way. Now I will say I've only ever ridden it this direction, and I think I like it. I don't know, I guess I can't say I like it more without riding the other direction. I guess there's some rocks there. There's another feature that looks like it's good coming the other way. So I think the trail, yeah, the trail goes to the right here. But if you go to the left, this is just so much more fun. Now, I probably wouldn't ride that in the summertime with a lot of people out there, but in the wintertime, nobody's out here. I'm riding it. Looks like a little loop here too. Now I will say that signage was a little confusing. Bike trail here. I would say if you miss that little loop, probably not missing a whole lot there. This is where I got confused. Gotta come through there after. Or maybe that's more just a feeder to the bike trail than anything. Yeah, it really seems like they use this land so well building this. No unnecessary turns, no unnecessary straightaways. Doesn't feel like you're just kind of like going back and forth just to go back and forth. And they of course add a lot of features everywhere they can. Nice berms. And they're nicely spread out too. They're not just putting all the features in one area and then you get kind of bored. Now I will say their phase 4, I think it's called Flying Squirrel, that is a lot tighter and twistier than these first few phases. It's fun in its own way. They still have a lot of good berms, a lot of good features. But it's definitely harder to go fast. Still very beginner friendly. I mean, other than the hand-placed rocks, you don't really see any other rocks on the trail. Not many roots. Which I'm sure the roots will change. Those will get popped out. Even Mohican was relatively smooth at one point. Ooh. Nice low consequence bridge. You go off that, you're not gonna get seriously hurt. That little roller is very great. I mean, they could have very easily just put a bridge there, but they figured, why not make it fun? And as always, if you guys have any questions of where to start, where to park, where to use the restroom, I'll add my Strava map on there, onto the link or the description below. Now we're back on this two-way trail too. So now we are heading back to the trailhead. Sadly, sometimes due to property constrictions, they have to make out and backs like this. But still get to ride single track. Thankfully, they didn't have to put any of it on the road, where you have to be with cars, because it looks like that's a busy road and cars aren't always super nice. And this is going to end the two-way. I'm curious if they built those rollers in there to slow people down or for fun. Hope it was for both. All right, and there you can go to the right and do another loop, or you come to the left here, and this is right where we started the first road crossing. So we are back on an out and back again here. And it takes us not. So I think this little phase 3 loop is kind of a loop on its own. I mean, they all kind of are loops on their own, kind of separated by little out and backs that are two ways. But they call this one the racer loop. And then this is going to take us into Flying Squirrel, which I believe is phase 4. Some of the Strava segments you'll see are called phase 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, lost my back tire on that. Thankfully, very low consequence. If you roll off that, you just roll off of it. Rocks. A little not confusing intersection there, but just look at the sign and you'll be all right. I was looking more at the ground than I was up. Came onto that intersection fast. Man, I really want to come back out here with my hardtail and my cross bike and do a lap on both. And there's some stuff on the cross bike I'd have to be a little weary of. You get some air on that. Hear a plane going overhead. Some days on blue sky days, you can see them pretty well. They flow really low here because the landing strip's probably less than a quarter mile away from the park. Probably more than that. I can tell you how long a mountain bike trail is. Don't ask me how far away something is. Now there's signs back there too. Cut off the blue racer loop. This is, yeah, another out and back here. So I think when we officially cross this road here, this would be considered phase 4. I guess the Badger Loop. So this loop is not immediately tighter and twistier, but once we get to the section called Flying Squirrel, definitely picks up being tighter. At about 37 minutes. Curious if I could finish under 50. I think that's about where my battery life will last till. So we might not finish the entire trail. Let's see. Yeah, it looked like battery life was less than half.